lacrosse friends. Welcome to the 2019 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan, and we're pretty excited to get going. It's early times here. The first game is about to start. We have Poland coming onto the floor to our left, and to the right we'll shortly see the USA. And it's such a learning process for these players and for us, because there's only so much. I mean, we've talked to coaches, we've talked to people. You don't really know what's happening with these guys until we get to see them on the floor.
Yeah, and it's all about growing the game. And let's be honest, Team Poland and to a certain extent Team USA, they are still learning this game. And so it's about stepping forward, learning to love the indoor game, the box game. And, I don't think we'll see either of these two teams competing for the gold medal, but that doesn't take anything away from what we're going to see today.
Yeah, probably not gold medal candidates, but they're going to be bringing a lot of passion. I talked to Roy Colsey, the head coach, and Oliver Marty, the assistant coach for the United States, and they're saying, they've got a bunch of guys back from last year who played in the tournament in Saskatoon, and it was new to a lot of the guys last year. They've got also a bunch of players who've been playing in the Connecticut Box League, Connecticut Collegiate League, that Roy Colsey is doing a lot to run. He lives in Connecticut. They're doing a lot of work there in the state, and they're really getting guys through. And you'll see, we've got the list of where everyone's from. You can go to worldjuniorlacrosse.ca. I think that's it. It just comes up naturally on my automatically on my page, because on my computer I'm there a lot. But go to the World Junior Lacrosse site, and you'll see all the player rosters and where everybody's from. And it's a pretty interesting mix. On the other side, you've got Poland, which is mostly guys from Canada and players from the U.S. with Polish heritage. They've got a couple overage players, but they have some guys playing Junior A. Their coach is Heath Garlow, and he's actually not here quite yet because he is on his way from Peterborough. I came up earlier in the day. He is there. His daughter is playing at the U19 World Women's Championship.
Hey, is she playing for Team Poland?
She is playing for the Haudenosaunee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Heath is Haudenosaunee.
Oh, okay.
And so she's on that team, and then Heath Garlow coached the Polish team at the European Championships, the first ever European Box Lacrosse Championships in Turku 2 years ago. We're going to hear the anthems, and we'll be ready to roll. Hey, lacrosse friends, welcome back to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Mississauga at the Paramount Fine Foods Center. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan. Poland and USA will kick things off. We're going to get to our starting goaltenders in just a moment, but the officials for tonight's game, Josh Hiltz is the crew chief, Ryan Dutkus, and not actually sure who the third one is. We didn't get the full list of them. See, I thought Roger Nurse would be out, but he is actually in the officials box. Yeah. He's the off-field, doing the 30 and handling things in the penalty boxes.
But it looks like they have some experienced referees and just the names you mentioned there. You know, it's interesting you talked about Team USA earlier, and you know, I spoke to the coach Colsey today, and you see how much it's grown. I asked how many of these guys have played box lacrosse, because most of them have been playing box lacrosse.
Yeah. So Roy Colsey, who scored 51 goals once in a National Lacrosse League season. There is Diesel de Guzman, the goaltender for Poland to start out. And at the other end, we have Chandler Naiman. He's going to play the first half. Roy Colsey said Darius Miller, who fans who watched the tournament last year will remember, he had a standout game against Canada. He'll go in the second half. Don't know if Poland's going to switch at the half or if they're going to go full games for their goaltenders. We'll find that out. But Bo Columbus starting at taking the faceoffs for Poland, and he was a pretty dominant faceoff man last year at the Founders Cup, playing for the Elora Mohawks as they won a championship. Went up to the Kitchener-Waterloo Braves this summer, and he is squaring off against Jordan Ginder.
And I've been told Ginder's pretty good in the face-off too, by Coach Colsey.
That's quite a clamp. You can see Columbus really pushing. He's on it now, pulls it out, and I actually thought we were playing. I thought with FIL rules it was the one-step rule. But no, that's I think one that was, because that was added late. The FIL rule book that we're following, basically NLL rules primarily, but that was a late addition, the one-step on the face-off, which has not been adopted by FIL. Because if you're an NLL fan, you'll see one step, and then you got to get rid of the ball, flip it over, or get moving. Colby Lensing starts off with possession for the U.S. What a pickoff right in front of the crease, Gabriel Colrus, and he is on the run. He has Ferreira with him. Wanted to try and feed it across, but he's turned aside. Nice hustle back by Griffin Schutz, and Schutz will stay out for the defensive shift. Ferreira goes to the net. Nice save by Naiman. The ball rolls out though, but the U.S. will pounce on it. Already we're getting a little pushing and shoving. It will be a physical game.
And Ferreira just cut through that defense a little too easily.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think might be the hardest. You think of the offensive stuff that you have to learn a lot of systems, but it's the defense and the helping that really makes a difference, because you need so much. A guy, if he beats someone, there's a chance right there. A big save by de Guzman. Just as I'm saying, if someone beats his defender, he needs help.
Yeah,
the defender.
And the other thing is, there's a lot of guys, more so defensively, there's often guys who are not defenders that are called to play defense in this team. You know, you can only play so many guys on offense.
Yeah, exactly. You're generally going to run 7 or 8 offensive players, and the rest, 10 or 11 defenders. Here's a chance, and a rip for the goal, the first of the game by Tyler Kolodka. And that's just a lovely shot, dropping the head of the stick and finding a spot.
Yeah, nice shot. He does get a step in there to wind up on the shot. We're going to get a chance to see replay here. Yeah, watch as he gets a little room here. Just a little stutter step one way, a pick comes. There we go, and on the switch, he's got lots of room to wind up and take that shot.
U.S. right off the face-off to get a chance. Ginder takes the ball and heads down on his own, looking like a modern-day Jake Withers. Well, Jake Withers is modern day. a younger Jake Withers. And then Ginder gets a shot in on Columbus and has words with him as they go off the bench. So the rivalry already heating up, which is pretty exciting. Lucas Ferreira will start with it. His brother Jacob is a goaltender with this team. Oh, what a finish there. That is Callan Martin, who goes to the net, and again, no help coming. And Martin all alone buries it 2-0 Poland.
Well, this Poland team looking very comfortable so far in both ends of the floor. Let's watch this. And again, it's just, he beats his man one-on-one, and no backup on the defense there. You talked about it earlier. You need that, and he didn't get any.
U.S. comes up with it again. Grinder being pretty effective, and he's going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty because a Polish player dropped his stick and Ginder was kicking it away from him. And
yeah, that's
not how you want to start.
Undisciplined. No, it's definitely, you're going to get caught, and there's no point. Coaches hate that kind of stuff.
I was calling the European Championships in Turku, Finland 2 years ago, and there's a player, Omar Yedisterici. Omer Yedisterici plays for Turkey. Very good guy, but he had a play where an opponent's stick fell down. He was trying to kick it away, move it away with a stick, tried to kick it. Finally picked it up and threw it in the corner. I'll tell you more about it in a second. Ferreira's shot bounced off a U.S. player. But the funny thing, I talked to him after the game. I said, what made you think, I don't mean to be mean, but what were you thinking? And he said, well, where are you from? I'll get back to it. We got to follow the game here. But here's Bo Columbus playing some offense and scores. I've always thought Bo Columbus is a D tranny guy, but he just lights it up from downtown to make it 3-0 Poland.
And again, not much the defense can do on this. They were short-handed, but two of the Poland's goals, they've been able to get a big wind-up. And there you see another pick thrown, and that just allows Columbus to really step into that shot.
Yeah, John Armerstead, number 28, setting that pick, and just opened up all kinds of space for Bo Columbus, who will now go and win the face-off. Try and get things rolling again, but he goes back over. You can go back over if you go right away, but you can't progress towards the opponent net first. Here's Gardner ripping one. That one is stopped by de Guzman. What a great name, Diesel de Guzman. Wearing the 00. I'm already a huge fan.
I'm already impressed with the name Bo Columbus.
Yeah, Bo Columbus is a pretty good name too. We've got some names.
Not exactly your Polish name, but that's the other thing. This Polish team, they're looking very comfortable, but these guys, it's a lot of Canadians and Americans on this team. So this is not a team, flying over from Poland. This is guys with some Polish background and some box lacrosse experience.
Lucas Ferreira running in, gets it set down. Kolotka has another one as he drops the head of the stick and just finds a hole between the legs of Chandler Naiman.
And I'd say that's probably one that Naiman probably should have had, and I don't know if their backup goaltender is he's got his helmet. I don't know if he's getting ready to go.
He's all geared up. Darius Miller's wearing his stuff, ready to go.
Yeah, and this one, it's still, he's in a lot of room, but it looked like that found a big hole between his legs.
Well, and there, Carson Urandi, number 3, you can see he was actually sliding up, trying to help, I think, as there was some ball movement up top. We were talking, you need to have some help, but those are the nuances, right? Knowing when and where to slide.
And if Poland...
Here's a chance for Fox. Nice rip by John Fox. But that one stopped by de Guzman.
And you may see a goaltender change just to change the momentum a little bit for the Team USA here.
Yeah, a lot of coaches would probably just pull him for a couple of minutes, let him get a breather, just give him a tip, let him know that you got his back, he's good to go. That pass was tipped, and it will be tracked down by Martin, and then he hands it off to Hukal. Backdoor attempt. Oh, nice. What a finish. Great pass, and the Jaden Smith just grabs it in midair and tucks it home.
Yeah, some of these goals are the type of goals you only see from very experienced box lacrosse players, and Jaden Smith from Six Nations puts this one in. Very nice backdoor play. There's only a few seconds left in the shot clock. And, watch this. It's a great pass, but great finish. And the goaltender can't get over in time.
Lovely adjustment at the end to make that pass, just seeing the player coming open across the floor.
And it doesn't look like they're changing goaltenders.
No, they're just U.S. is taking a timeout. That's Roy Colsey talking to his team. And, the thing is, they came in, and last year, the U.S. team, very athletic, but didn't have a ton of experience, and they came in and actually had a remarkable game against Canada where they were tied until about 2 minutes left in the first half. Then Canada went up by 1 at the halftime, and then they gradually pulled away, right? And the interesting thing was that they were so close, and Darius Miller was a big part of it, but I think that gave them some confidence, and that appears to be lacking a little bit for this team with what they've gone through so far. This is a great view from above. You can see Jaden Smith just slipping down that alley and ready at all times.
And this is a pretty talented, experienced Poland team. You're coming into the game. If you don't look at the lineups, you might not realize that's going to be the case. But I don't think it's so much that the Team USA is playing terrible. I think this Poland team has a lot more experience.
Yeah, and Poland's exploiting all the tiny mistakes, all the little errors the U.S. are making, and that's what they're here to do, though, is to learn. Their goal is to learn.
Oh, yeah.
And the beauty for these teams is with the 6 teams in the tournament this year, which we haven't really talked about yet, instead of 3 last year. Last year, the U.S. had, 1 game against Iroquois, 1 against Canada, and then that was it.
Exactly.
And then they did get an exhibition game against the Saskatchewan SWAT Junior B team, which was great for them to get another game in. But this year, you've got the 2-round robin games, and then you're having a crossover game. So you're just getting more playing time. You're getting more touches, more reps.
And Colsey said to me, their goal is just to get better every game.
Kasimir Planchinski moved that ball up, hands it off to Armistead, and Armistead's going to leave it for Lucas Ferreira. Waiting to get the 5th attacker out. Here's Ferreira spinning, trying to duck through, makes the pass across. Big hit on Callan Martin. And there's Ian Murray, the captain of Team USA. And I'll tell you, Roy Colsey and Oliver Marty were really high on Murray. They think he's going to make some plays. They said, he's not necessarily going to score a lot of goals, but he's going to make a lot of plays for them and play a huge leadership role.
Well, you already could tell he's got good speed coming out of his end.
Here's a shot on the run. That one's blocked from the stick of Joe Dowling. And Poland will get it as de Guzman corrals that, passes it out to Wyatt Smith. He's going to try and push the pace, maybe an ill-advised pass. The U.S. had somebody up ahead. Wyatt Smith will turn around. Boy, the ball's just got some legs running away from everybody at this point. Bo Columbus gets into it, gets good position, comes up with the ball. He'll take off.
Wyatt Smith's going to take a penalty. That was wrestling Team USA player down. He struggled with that shift.
Yeah, did not go well for him. I mean, he came out, got the pass, and tried to force a pass ahead that didn't. That came bouncing back to him basically after he juggled around. You're going to see here, he tries to pick up that ball, loses it. There's one swat, there's another.
Yeah,
knocks a stick in
he could have been called on a slash. I don't think he got called till he started wrestling player, but he could have easily been called on any one of those slashes.
Well, yeah, I mean, he knocked the stick out of the U.S. player's hand, so the U.S. player kind of grabbed Smith's stick, and Smith pitchforked him a little bit. So the U.S. to the power play. We'll see if they can take advantage. Schultz setting up in the shooter spot, up to Fox at the top. That's Christian Ronda down low. That's another guy that the coaches mentioned. That's Culkin. Try Neil Culkin, and watch out for him. I saw some highlight reel videos of him. He has some skills. See how he can apply it. There's one that goes wide. Culkin goes after it. Great body position, though. Nicely picked up there by Duncan Cart. Trail check. What an effort by Ronda, but somehow Cart holds on to it. He's got to get over center. He'll just fling the ball ahead. It is a 10-second count to get over center. And he knew he wasn't going to make it and had nobody there to help him.
We really haven't mentioned it yet, but de Guzman has been great in net so far. He's come out and taken away those long shots.
Yeah, the U.S. has had some chances, gotten a few shots off. They're going back to the power play. Culkin can't accept that pass. It was kind of crossed him up across his body. That's a little bit late. No, they reset it, so the States has a chance, and they're going to get a loose ball possession on that one. And a little bump as they did not appreciate Gabriel Colress banging. I believe that was Ronda being rammed into the boards. And now Colress plays the innocent as Ronda tries to go around him to get to the ball, and Colress does the old lacrosse player stepping into him and then rams him into the boards. Here's Fox up top, Culkin. Just perimeter passing so far for the U.S. No cutters so far. Schultz will walk in, rip one high. It's tipped, and that's going to be picked up by Jaden Smith, or is it? Nice play there by John Fox to not pick the ball up right away. Now Smith is down. He's looking very uncomfortable. Didn't see what happened between him and Schultz.
Well, shot clock was running out, and because Poland never did get possession, that shot clock kept going.
So Fox just let one go from his own side of center. Jordan Ginder, he's a feisty one. He's standing right on top of the ball, ready to go. And we'll have some double team. Now it's Connor McCoy coming out to cover Anderson. As Columbus running along the far boards. Poland with 12 seconds to kill on the penalty. Just over 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. There's a chance for Columbus. Misses the net. It's going to roll out. That'll be an over and back. It's not picked up, and it is. The U.S. has it. They're going to try and run. Just thrown off his balance was Drew Heisler. He's back from last year, and Poland's taking a penalty. As Polish penalty expires. So.
He got hit dangerously close to the bench. I'm glad those doors were closed.
Chris Soslowski.
Yeah, Smith comes out.
Trades places with Smith, and you'll see the hit right here.
Well, and that door was open. Luckily, he didn't get hit into it.
Yeah, it looks like it's from running into the player while he was down on the turf. Didn't see a massive aggressive play.
So far, the power play has been pretty ineffective. In fact, the U.S. looks like they're playing with tight
There's
sticks.
a cutter, yeah. Schultz cuts through, tries to clear out some space. They do get a chance for Culkin. Went 5-hole, but it was stopped. Looked like it got past the stick of de Guzman, but he was there to block it afterwards.
And that was probably their best play on the power play so far.
Yeah, little pick, open things up. We got too many men called. Illegal substitution technically called.
I thought they were called on the 10-second. Oh, they're getting penalty.
Yeah. So Poland with another one. So
we will get a 5-on-3.
Yeah, they're still just figuring out. They've got 4 guys still out on the penalty kill. They're gonna have to pull one of them in. So a lot of pressure on Poland. The U.S. with a chance to get that goose egg off the board.
The U.S. need to get a goal here.
Yeah, I mean, it was all Poland early in the game. You can see the U.S., I mean, they've been playing for 8.5 minutes at this tournament. They're already looking more comfortable. The power play obviously helps. Schultz is going to stay up as the safety valve. And that's clearly from the coaching of Colsey. And there's a great shot as Ronda was allowed to just run right out on top of the crease, but de Guzman with another save.
A great opportunity, but I thought he really put that ball in the goaltender's chest.
He did. I mean, it wasn't the perfect placement. It was a great shooting opportunity.
So we're getting more penalties. This is becoming a penalty parade. And this one looks like it's Team USA only.
Yeah, it's a slashing call to John Fox. So that will cut it down to 4-on-3 for the U.S., but they still have the power play.
Poland will try to kill the 30 seconds to take away some of that power play. See how aggressive the U.S. will be.
So they've got, Poland has 1:05 left on the first penalty. There's only 15 seconds between the second Polish penalty. Here's a chance and a goal. Another one for Poland, as that was Tyler Kolodka who scored the first goal, I believe. And he rips that one home after just waltzing around the U.S.
Yeah,
zone.
that was a breakdown in many ways, including the goaltender who came off the post and moved so far. There's no way when you're shorthanded like this that you should be able to come back out with this much room. And I think if the goaltender maybe hugged the post, that wasn't going anywhere, but no help came.
Columbus and Ginder with another extended battle here off the faceoff. Columbus almost pulled it out, but Ginder kind of trapped it back, and here's a chance running the other way. Drew Heisler, one of the alternate captains returning from last year, reaches around, gets a shot, it creeps through to Guzman, but he reaches around and grabs it.
Yeah, and USA looking a little bit desperate there. They were still on the power play. That's not the best shooting opportunity. Wisely held up on the fast break, but then he came around, and it's not the best shot to take when you had a 4-on-3. Now we're all even.
Yeah, a little forced. Now here's a chance for Kolarus.
I said we're all even. We're still short.
Yeah, it's still 4-on-3 for the U.S. for another 16 seconds. Then we'll go to 4-on-4. Here's a chance on the run. Nice pass across. Oh, backdoor. And a nice little twister attempt as Griffin Schutz found himself on the offside. The form probably might want to take that Kolarus. A couple of fakes off the post. Oh, U.S. gets it back. Schutz has it.
I think that's the first time U.S. get a little bit of luck on their net.
And that was the last play we saw. It was just a little experience, I think, with the form on his correct side. Throwing it over to the right. There's McCoy with the shot.
And that's the little things that make a huge difference in this game.
Oh, big time. And I mean, Schutz did a nice job of getting a shot off. A little twister to try and get an angle for himself. Another penalty coming.
But you're right, on a 2-on-1, that's not the shot you want to take.
Illegal cross check. This one to Chris Zlowski.
That was his third of the game, unassisted at 5.
Christian Lamb has 5 seconds left, so then we will go to 4-on-4 instead of Poland going to a power play for 19 seconds. And then 19 seconds, or 14 seconds after that, the U.S. will be back on the man advantage. Right now, they're 4-on-4. They only had 3 guys out there. Christian Ronda started to come, stopped, and now he comes out. Now Lamb is released, and we're 4-on-4. As it was 4-on-3. Lamb just kind of wings it over, and that goes into the U.S. bench.
It's
a fortunate bounce for the U.S. as Fox will come out and go right on the power play. 3 seconds left.
And he is released. And he's going to the bench. No, they do tell him to go to the power play, which as you figured. Fox clearly one of the guys who they're looking for to generate some offensive opportunities. Somebody's yelling shoot. Sounds like you're from the U.S. bench. I think they want to just get a shot off.
It's an inexperienced pass there. That's a long pass trying to go through a lot of sticks.
They were down to about 5 seconds on the shot clock, so at that point, you get to the point where you do have to force something a little bit. Ferreira, although I mean, the thing is, you and I watch so much, major series and junior A where people have been playing their whole lives, and you can see there's not that sense of panic.
Yeah,
you get down to 5-4 seconds, they can still do things. Where I've watched forever, I'm thinking, you got to do something, you got to move the ball, and they just take their time and they get a shot off. So there is generally more time than you think, but that's a lesson that, again, comes with repetition, comes with doing it and realizing that there were chances and getting a chance to watch, but particularly to play the game. That's why we're here. Griffin Schutz with the ball. U.S. 40 seconds left on the power play. John Fox at the top. Over to Culkin. Schutz has some space, goes down low to Ronda. There's a chance for Culkin. That's going to be over and back unless it touched a Polish player. It did not. It was just a stick that rounded up hitting the Polish player. So
yeah, but you're right what you said about Schutz there. He had the space, but it's like he didn't recognize it.
Yeah,
he caught that pass.
I thought that shot was there.
He should have been stepping in, and he was playing as a feeder, just standing back. And again, it's experience. And as Coach Colsey said, it's about getting better every game. I'm sure they'll have a lot of film to deal with on this game.
Poland into full penalty kill mode, and they can kill off the rest of it, but Bo Columbus is going to take a shot, and that'll turn the ball over and give the U.S. 15 seconds on the man advantage. See if they rush up and try and take advantage. Looks like they're not going to. Ginder will just trot up into the offensive zone. Now you're getting to the point where you don't necessarily want to shoot at this point because the player's going to be coming out of the penalty box and can easily get a breakaway. Zlowski didn't realize he had his coaches and players yelling at him to come out of the box. He was just sitting there quite placidly in the penalty box.
Sometimes I've been in there. Sometimes you get pretty relaxed.
Get a little comfortable. Zlowski takes the pass now. We'll try to jog over center. Lobs it across. Armistead gets a nice pick, shoots, stop there. And that's a good one, a little confidence builder.
Yes.
For Chandler Naiman.
Well, they haven't scored on him in quite a while now, and a lot of that's been due to the fact that the U.S. has been on the power play, even though they really haven't generated great scoring chances themselves.
There's a chance in tight. Oh, just a little bit wide for Heisler, but Culkin gets the ball back. Nice hustle inside, the pass through the middle, and I think Colby Lensing may have been seeing a shooting lane open up, and his eyes got a little wide, failed to secure the ball first. Shot clock will expire. There's a nice play by Lensing to just tap that ball down behind the Polish net, make sure his team gets a chance to get a full change. Again, those are the little things that can make a big difference.
And you see the experience with Poland not even picking up the ball late in the shot clock.
Yeah. Kolodka over to Bo Columbus. Oh, that pass caught Columbus a bit by surprise, but Ferreira will be the first guy there. It's tapped. He's tapped by Ginder, which allowed Murray to pick it up. Nice little play by the two of them. Oh, the pass a bit low and handcuffs Brian Wiles. He goes after it, and one of the shot clocks went off, but it's one at the other end that is active. 17 seconds behind the U.S. net, so they've still got time. Jumping attempt, nice effort by John Fox. Now we're going to have a penalty to Poland.
And I'm actually surprised it's not both of them because they were tangled up, but I guess the referee felt that the Polish player, Tyler Kalatka, was a little bit more aggressive.
So you'll see the chance driving to the net here. And Fox is actually called for a crease violation right there when he steps in. And that's why play is blown down. Because if you're used to watching summer lacrosse, then you're fine. The shot's taken, play is blown down. But in the rules we're playing here, the FIL, NLL rules, you can recover a loose ball while you are on a delayed penalty. But if you have a crease violation, obviously it's blown down. But you can keep going. You can get a reset, use another 30, get another reset. You can just keep going.
Well, they've changed their power play.
Dive attempt, and the kids love this, that they get to try those plays. You'll see a bunch of them. That one didn't quite work out for Rhonda, but again, it's experience. You try it out. I'm sure they've been trying them in practice. It's a different thing when you're in a game. One thing you'll learn is it's easier to go out on the other side. You see a lot of the NLL players can do it on that one, on their side coming around when you go to your back. It's way easier when you're coming out with your back.
Well, you're absolutely right. I remember watching one game where the commentator said
8 seconds. We'll just finish up and then we'll get to that. 6 seconds to go.
He goes through a crowd.
Yeah. Bo Columbus trying to fight his way through, gets taken to the turf. And with 1 second left, there's not going to be time for much to happen. So through 15 minutes of play with 1 minute left, we have a score of 6-0 for Poland. And Shane, I just want to let you finish up that story.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's actually easier coming out on your backhand side. A lot of people say amazing. You do the dunk in from your back. No, it's easier
natural.
on the back.
You're just pulling towards
you're
yourself.
Pulling. You
not
can't
having
do
to
it
kind
on
of
your
reach
forehand
and roll
side.
your wrist, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more action from the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back to the 2019 World Junior Lacrosse Championship here at the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. We're going to look at a few highlights here from mostly the Polish side. Clearly, as they're up 6-0 through 15 minutes of play. And there's Solodka with a lovely run out from behind the net.
Yeah, I think this one was a short-handed goal. This was a 4-on-3 for the U.S., and he puts that in the short side. That was both of those goals. I think he's got 3 goals so far.
Yeah, he hit the first goal, right? The long outside shot, and then those two. I mean, Solodka having a terrific game so far.
Yeah.
And Poland's just very strong overall. And Solodka, of course, now is heading back to the penalty box as he's got 3 goals and a penalty.
From Beamsville, Ontario, plays for St. Catharines Spartans in the Ontario Junior B League.
And I wanted to finish up as we get started here. I was talking about Omer Yedistorici of Turkey in Finland, threw the stick into the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him, I said, no, I don't want to be mean. I'm not like, I'm just honestly wondering what your mindset was when you did that. He said, where are you from? I said, I'm from Peterborough, Ontario. He said, where? Canada. He's like, okay, so you watch WLA. I'm like, or you watch lacrosse? I'm like, yeah, of course. He said, I watch the WLA. I see you guys do that all the time. And I was like, no, you don't. I assure you, you do not see that over. And I've gotten to know him quite a bit since then. That was my first conversation with him. He's a great guy. He does a ton of work to build lacrosse in Turkey, but it was just the funniest thing.
I'll tell you, I could tell you one time where it was Teddy Dowling.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Dowling's brother, I was playing against him, and he got angry at me for hitting him. He grabbed my stick and threw it into the crowd and got a penalty and then complained about it. So you don't see it happen too much, but maybe that was the one and only time he saw it, your friend from Turkey.
Maybe that's when Homer was watching. There's a goal for the U.S. Neil Culkin, and that will make for some very happy Culkin family. They are here. I'm hoping to meet his family. Actually, I'm pretty sure I see his dad over in the stands there, the one cheering the loudest. There's a nice little section of U.S. fans, and the U.S. fans are going to be pretty stoked.
Well, they've had some chances on the power play, and this time it sort of starts up from the pick up top. He gets a step into the shot for the first time. De Guzman is beat, but maybe a little bit of momentum. I know it's just one goal, but it's been about 10 minutes since Poland has scored.
It has. They started off early, getting rolling, and Griffin Schutz, you mentioned, number 21, setting that pick, has been very physical. I really enjoy the way he's playing for the U.S., trying to open things up. And the one key that I'm sure all the coaches are reminding their players is keep doing it, do the picks, do everything that we're telling you. And if it doesn't work this time, do it again.
Yeah.
I remember hearing Tracy Kolaski, who's coaching all over the place, coaches Finland, coaches with the Philadelphia Wings, penalty coming to Poland, and he said, if it doesn't work, do it again. If it doesn't work, do it again. We keep repeating. Here is a chance for the 6-on-5. What a shot! Reaching around, Brian Wiles finds a spot, and the U.S. are on a bit of a roll here.
And this is a nice play. It was the 6-on-5. They never really set things up, but he just used the defender as a screen and shoots around him. A very nice shot. So I think they just got the extra man on the floor, but no set play. It's just the Poland defender didn't come out at him, gave him lots of room, and used the screen.
And I mean, we're watching that. You can't even see where that spot was. He certainly could not see the spot, and that's the old saying, your stick has eyes that you don't. You just have to know where you can get the ball to by extending your stick. You don't have to see the hole. You just have to know it's there.
That's right.
And that's a box across IQ play. Now, penalty coming to Poland, and Darius Miller is sprinting to the bench. He has come in for the U.S. here in the second quarter, and there's a great chance for Ginder, who ripped it, but a shoulder save by De Guzman goes straight back to Ginder. 6 attackers out for the U.S.
And here you kind of see the shortage of lefties on the floor.
Right. There are 2 out there.
There's 2 out there, but you've got number
4
6 there
righties,
playing on the wrong side of the floor.
They get the ball back. Culkin, one of the lefties, has it. Slips into the middle, rips a bouncer. Got that one it bounced a little earlier on the turf, so it was up into the chest of De Guzman. Very similar shot to his goal, except the goal shot bounced right around the feet of De Guzman.
Well, these power plays have given the U.S. a chance to start crawling back into this game.
6-2. It's the U.S. definitely not out of this at this point.
No, and considering the way it was looking, about 7 or 8 minutes into the game, they've done well to stem the tide, and another power play goal if they can get one here, and it is a very different game than it was.
They're within 6-2. It's correct on your score bug. It's not correct in the arena yet. So I was looking up and thinking, wait a second. It's behind the net, Ronda with the ball. There's shots up to Fox. Thought about letting it fly, or at least was throwing the convincing fake. That's a loose ball foul. Lensing did not have possession as he was banged into the boards. U.S. going strong right, Fox at the top. We were talking earlier in the day before we got up here about the lack of lefties for a lot of teams and how countries other than Canada just don't seem to have them. There's one that comes to a lefty, though. Lensing gets the rebound, fresh 30 for the U.S. They're putting all kinds of pressure on. That's a great save by De Guzman.
Yeah, that was a nice play. De Guzman came over. I thought that was going to go in the net. And De Guzman looks very comfortable out there for Poland.
He does. It's a pretty good shot by Lansing. I think if he'd like to have it again and get it a bit tighter to the post, he kind of let it drift out. That gave de Guzman about an extra 3 or 4 inches of grace coming across. Here's Gabriel Kohlruss. Gets the shot off under some duress. Snagged there by Schutz, who's all over the floor. He's going to run up. Is he staying out?
It looks like he is,
Yeah,
yes.
he is. He's indefatigable. Fox at the top, Schutz back at the shooter spot. And Schutz has been the one clearing space, running picks. See what he does here. That's just a bouncer. De Guzman swallows that up. And the U.S. clearly liking that bouncer 5-hole, especially after Culkin put one in. They're going back to it, and I think de Guzman's ready now.
Yeah, you know what the U.S. is not doing is they're not moving the ball and shooting. They got to get the Guzman moving left or right and get those shots.
I mean, you've seen the goals that they have scored. The last one was the shot around the player using the screen. There's a nice little attempt by Ferreira. Tried the short arm shot around the defenders. He was hit. Bo Columbus steps out of the penalty box, grabs the ball immediately.
That was just bad luck for the USA, bad timing.
Poland goes back to the offensive set, leading 6-2. Near side attempt. And I thought that was through the crease by Sislowski. No call. And it leads to a chance for Martin. But he misses well wide. Just going to go over and back and Schutz. Has he even gone to the bench? He's going now.
There he is.
Has he been
now,
out that
finally.
whole time? I don't know. He was playing defense again. And you could tell he was ready to go up and play Owen. I think they may have called him over and said, Griffin, take a rest. We need you for the rest of the game and the rest of the week. Nice cut underneath. Tiptoeing the crease line by AJ Van Voorhis. Wiles, the last goal scorer for the U.S., goes to the net, lands in the crease. I told you they love the crease dives. They all want to try it. He was going that time, and he was so low to the floor already that he touched on his way in.
A nice attempt, but you can see the inexperience in the two-man game. His partner was open for a couple of seconds, but he wasn't in a position to make a pass.
There's a chance for Poland. That one's stopped.
I think we're going to have a holding call on U.S., yeah.
So the Polish side will go to the man advantage as Joseph Laforme heads to the penalty box. So we'll see what Darius Miller can do for the U.S. as he really hasn't faced in this 4.5 minutes that he's been in the U.S. net. Hasn't faced a whole lot in terms of shots.
No, I don't think there's been any good shots, but
mostly.
They're probably going to test him here, though.
I would think so. Hukal is at the top, hands it off to Columbus. Sidearm shot hit a defender. Oh, bounces straight out to Hukal. That's just a tough break for the U.S. It's really hard for the defenders to spin and pick that ball up as it bounces off the boards.
Yeah, I mean, that first shot, not a great shot, but U.S. definitely didn't box out. You know, the Polish player steps right in. Was that Armstead who scored that goal?
That was Hukal, 28.
Okay.
29, sorry. Trying to bring up the live scoring, but you all can go to it, worldjuniorlacrosse.com, but we can't because the internet here is not being very cooperative. It was on for about 10 seconds. And then City of Mississauga is kicking me out. They don't like me here. Wiles runs into space, tosses it across. Ronda down. 2 Wiles shoots around. Penalty coming to Poland as they scoop it up. We were, of course, at even strength as the U.S. went back to full strength with the Poland goal on the power play, but now Bo Columbus will head off for slashing.
All right, so they actually got 2 penalties. The second player got a penalty for roughing.
Yeah, Duncan Cart going for roughing. And you can hear Ryan Dutkus explaining, it's a slash-off ball, international lacrosse. You just aren't going to get away with that the way that you are in summer lacrosse. So, and that's the thing for a lot of these players coming from in Bo Columbus, playing in the Ontario Junior A League with the KW Braves, it's used to a certain amount of leniency or a certain amount of rope that you're given to play with. U.S. going with all 5 attackers down in the offensive zone. Ronda behind the net, operating. Offside shot from Schutz, picked up by Culkin. There's Ronda getting it back. Schutz is telling Culkin to switch, and he gets it in the shooter spot. Great angle, just off the leg of de Guzman. Goes back to him. Must have gone after U.S. players. It looked to me like it was directed in by Jaden Smith. That would have been a back in.
Yeah.
Kolarus very calmly steps over center. Now he's pinned, and that isn't back over. Great effort by John Fox. Very headsy play.
Good defense, yes.
Kolarus was a bit nonchalant. That was almost an over back again. And Kolarus wants the call because he knows he was close, and he wanted the call on the other direction as well.
2 minutes for roughing. Time of penalty.
Let's will go to Ronda behind the net. De Guzman hanging on to his post to maintain his position. Now he steps to the far post. Ronda circles, hits Lensing. And again, a great shooting opportunity, but Lensing just put that right in the belly pad. You can hear the bench yelling, throw it, because he was running down on the 10-second count, getting across center. Only has 5 seconds to get out of his crease or pass the ball. And then they do have to get across in 10 seconds. That shot by Ronda goes wide. They'll get it back though, 17 on the shot clock. Culkin. Hard rip from the outside by Fox, who chases after his own shot. I like that, Fox, and there's a goal.
Scores.
What a play.
Well, it wasn't the most effective 5-on-3 power play, but then the effort from behind the net, the dunk, and it was a nice, skilled play. You mentioned how the players love doing that. And there wasn't a lot of room on this play. You're going to see in a second. De Guzman only gave him a few inches, and he squeezed that in.
That's a great shot by Christian Ronda, and a lot of credit to John Fox, who took the shot from the top that was stopped. It's rolling out, and he just tapped it. He knew he couldn't really pick it up and do much. Recognized the situation, tapped it in ahead so that Ronda could pick it up and go make that play. So John Fox is also the one who got the over and back call by collapsing on
That's
Kolarus.
right. It's a good shift.
He's showing that's a great shift. Boy, you get the possession for your team, then you set up the goal with a nice play. We go back to even strength as one Polish player is released on the goal, and then the other as time runs out. Great job there to hustle after it. Nice effort play by Camden Smith. He's one of the returning players from last year. You can reach under the goalie's stick. Oh, off the post.
That was a
The
nice
US putting
opportunity.
All kinds of power of pressure on here. Not going to be over and back because it was touched by Duncan Cart. So it's up for grabs, but it's going to roll straight to Kolarus. But there's pressure again from Smith. He's looking a little gassed, and he'll head to the bench. Bear in mind, it was 6-0 after the first period for the for
pretty
the
much
goal.
6-0 after about 10
Right?
minutes. Yeah.
So it's 3-1 for the U.S. since then. And boy, they are starting to show some adjustments, and what a job they're doing. There's a chance, though, in front, just missing over the top was Lucas Ferreira.
Oh, boy.
Big hit by Columbus, but AJ Van Voorhis says no problem. Wiles going for a run. He'll set up, hands it off to Hartzell. Boy, I think Joe Dowling might have wanted to spin and have a look at what he had there, because there was a lane for him to shoot on before he passed it off. They get a fresh 30, though, so they can take their time. Culkin hands it off to Wiles. Strong left for the U.S. You don't see that very often in these international tournaments where, as you said, the lefties are a little shy. Picked up by Jacob Ferreira. Gets it ahead. Armistead. Oh, he absolutely had Darius Miller going the wrong way. Little stutter step that just kind of threw on the brakes right on top of the crease.
Yeah, it almost looked like Miller guessed one side and it went in the other side. And nice shot by Armistead that you're going to see top right corner. It was a good battle for the loose ball. He gets the breakaway here. All kinds of room. Looks back to see how much he has. And yes, goaltender's right in the crease.
Yeah, Miller maybe found himself a bit deep there. He might have wanted to get out and put a little pressure on. Columbus with another face-off win. Runs through the check, gets it across. Nice play, but Hukal had to turn it back. Felt he was a little bit tight, and will set up for the offensive set. Ferreira takes a look, hands it off. Boy, just look at the cohesiveness the American defense is developing, although they kind of broke down as I said that. But here comes a break the other way. Connor McCoy all alone on the run. Diving attempt, scores. The ball was in and out in a hurry, but it was in. And it's 8-4 the U.S. and they are pumped. Look at them running up to celebrate.
Yeah, that was a nice effort, and the 3 Poland players were coming back hard. So McCoy didn't have a ton of room. Kind of makes that first fake, and he dives to the far side. Let's have a look. And he takes a quick look to see who's behind a fake. Yeah,
just up into the top part of the net. And you can see, watch McCoy. He takes a look, as you said, and then he slows down. I don't think he realized how quickly Duncan Cart was coming after him. And I think Cart's checking on the stick may have actually helped him out a little bit, because it looked like it changed the trajectory of his shot and may have messed Guzman up.
Well, that should be a penalty.
Delay a game. Off he goes. The ball was rolled back, so it's an over and back. Oh, and that's a mistake by Jordan Ginder. He's been getting in people's faces all game, and he's going to go for unsportsmanlike damage.
Yeah, you know, he had the advantage. He should have walked away, because not a smart play by Poland. That's NLL rules. You leave the ball where it is. You don't flip it over. And I love that NLL rule. I don't know why it's not adopted in all of us.
I would love to see it brought into the summer. I've advocated for it over and over, because the thing, it stops the little roll here, the hold on to it and pretend like you didn't know what was going on. It's like, too bad, you didn't know, we blew the play, put the ball down. But the over and back is called because the Poland player had the ball and actually just rolled it back to his teammate, forgetting, I think.
Forgetting the over and back.
That you can't do it, because in the summer you can. There's no over and back in the summer. Most rinks, in fact, don't even have a center line. There's just a circle in the middle. The goalie's going for a water break. But then once the play is called, you got to put it down. And Kohlers, I think he's going to argue, I actually rolled it to one of their players. I was helping them. But that's not the point. You can't do anything.
And a lot of that is, like you said, these guys are used to the summer rules where there's always a little bit of just push the ball out of the way. And it's just quite a simple rule in the NLL. And it's easy for the players to get used to.
I remember having Colin Doyle on my podcast, Boxel Beat. You've been on many a time. And it was after an exhibition game, or maybe after the first week of the season, when those rules were brought in. We were getting started, and I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, I got to delay a game in an exhibition game, and from then on we didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw they're calling it. We saw, okay, they're actually calling it.
Doesn't take long to get used to it.
You learn pretty quickly when you make your team shorthanded. So it was perfect the way they implemented it, doing it in the preseason. Ronda throws it across. Nice catch by Fox to Ronda. Backhand whip. There's Wild. Really enjoying watching this U.S. team play. It's night and day from the first quarter. One-hand attempt as Camden Smith kind of lost control of one hand on his stick, so he tries it with the other.
Well, they're doing a great job on the loose balls.
Oh, what a dunk! They're going to say in the crease. Camden Smith.
Did that even go in the net? I'm not even sure if that went in the net, though.
Oh, maybe not. If not, then he's definitely in the crease. It was a heck of an effort to go across to the opposite side when he saw that de Guzman was taking away the crossbar nearest him. Kolodka, a lot of fakes. So we're hearing that, there's a penalty coming to the U.S. We're hearing from the booth that he was definitely in the crease. We don't know if the ball went in the net, though. There's a shot and a goal. The delayed penalty will not be enforced because Kolodka has his, we believe, 4th of the game.
And you said it was a delayed penalty, 6-on-5, but the shot clock was winding down, and I think this was just might as well get a shot away. And the goaltender does get a piece of it. And, we heard it from up here, but off the body and squeezed in.
So from a chance at one end to a goal at the other, and Poland goes up 9-4. So if we're keeping track from the end of the first quarter on, that's 4-3 for the U.S. So this is quite a battle.
Yeah, definitely a much better period for the U.S.
Nice hustle by Ian Murray to just zip up into the offensive zone, hand the ball off, and get to the bench. Doesn't take long, right, for some of these players to make an impression on you.
Well, you know, Colesy said they want to get better every game. I'm sure he probably wants to get better every period as well, and so far they've done that.
Perfect.
Oh, that was almost a nice play.
Almost a nice play. I thought it was Crease, actually, but Van Voorhis, Van Voorhis, right on the crease, pulled it back out as Guzman came across. Now Smith takes his outlet pass. He's under some pressure and doesn't have anyone to help. He'll kind of just shovel it over. It never really got to Soslowski. There's a nice headsy play by Joe Dowling, and they try to get it ahead. They do get it to Parker Masters, but he just had no chance with two Polish defenders racing back to go to the net, so he'll hand it off. Lensing just says, nobody's going to check me, I'll just shoot. And he buries it just before Carte buries him into the floor. And
that's exactly what it was. This Polish defense they're kind of packing it in a little bit. They're not spreading out, they're not chasing, and Lensing just had too much room, and he decided he might as well take the shot. Even though it was like pretty much a 1-on-4, if they're going to let him shoot, you might as well take it. I think this was a wise play.
You can see they got a little stacked. It almost looked like Lamb and Carte thought they should be they thought they were in the same spot, or should be in the same spot. Realized somebody had to go over. By then, Lensing. I love that choice to shoot that ball. I mean, you have that much open space.
And let's face it, the one thing, whether these U.S. players have box experience or not, most of them know how to take outside shots.
Yes. Jaden Smith slows it down. Gets it across to the far side to Ferreira. Attempt to go underneath by Soslowski. Not there, so he goes out to Columbus. 8 on the shot clock. He's going to just take a soft little underhand shot to try and get a reset, but it's grabbed by Murray. Good job to flip that one ahead to Heisler. Oh, and he finds man all alone. Big save, but he gets it back, and Ronda will run behind the net. Thought about going to Wiles, and they know he's looking for the dunk, so immediately Armistead gets down on him. There's a cutter. That was Camden Smith getting open. Guzman has it in his ear. Boy, the U.S. just applying all kinds of pressure in the second quarter. Her man up the floor was Tyler Kolodka.
Both teams getting a little bit sloppy, missing players that are sneaking behind.
That's not a tactic either team is really employed earlier in the game, getting those players up ahead. And they're just catching their opponents off guard at both ends, as you said. That'll be a Poland possession. And Eric Anderson will start with the ball. Up to Kolodka. Fighting to the net. There's a save by Miller.
Yeah,
Alan Martin kind of run out of space.
Yeah, that was a nice save, and he did fight his way to get a good opportunity.
Probably behind the back shot was the chance.
Yeah,
there, right? Had to try and get over the
easy
back
for us to say.
Yeah, I mean, I could have thrown the behind the back shot. I'm not sure I would have hit anything other than the back wall. But I know logically it's the play to make. And here's two Poland players all alone. And Jaden Smith, nice little finish. And you can see Gabriel Kohlruss saying, I was just getting out of your way.
Yeah.
I think that's a direct quote, actually.
and Smith, he makes the goaltender dance a little bit here. Just with one fake, you're going to see it. He makes him move, and he really bites hard, and all kinds of room in between the legs after that.
So 10-5, Poland pulls ahead. U.S. gets the ball off the face-off violation. There's a chance right away to shot. Guzman swallows that one up. Ball picked up by Columbus. He'll get it back from Cart. Columbus taking his time. Another little sidearm shot. This is going to be a loose ball violation, a push in the back. And Cart will help Parker Masters up. Sportsmanship.
That's a first in this game.
Yeah. Spent most of their time pushing each other down. It's nice to see them pick each other up once in a while. Love to see the sportsmanship. We got to talk about the smoke dancing, speaking of sportsmanship. We'll get to that in a minute. We are nearing halftime. There is a shot by Connor McCoy.
Watch to see if USA pulls their goaltender for the last 20.
They should. I don't see them motioning to
No,
Darius Miller, so they're going to go 5-on-5. Lensing. Again, 3 lefties out for the U.S. Culkin steps back, 5 seconds to go back door.
That was just a hopeful pass.
There by A.J. Van Forest. And we are going to take a halftime break. It's 10-5 for Poland. We'll do a little analysis. But while you have some time, go and look up. You can go on ilindoor.com. I posted it. Lane Smith put up a video that he took at a game in the OLA Junior B Championship Series. The smoke dancers were out at the ILA for the pregame show, and you had Brett Logan from the Akwesasne Indians and Good Salinas from the Six Nations Rebels ran together from either end of the floor. They were teammates with the Central Ward team last year, and they joined the smoke dancers, did a smoke dance themselves, circling around each other for about 15 or 20 seconds.
I've got to see that. I heard about it, haven't seen it yet.
Just go to ilindoor.com or go to my Twitter, and it is fantastic. It will make you smile. I guarantee it. And we're going to take a break. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. This is the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. All right, welcome back, Lacrosse friends, to the Paramount Fine Food Center here in Mississauga, Ontario. I am Stephen Stamp. He is Brian Shanahan. We're not on camera yet, and I'm pointing this out. I'm the tall one. As that was a shot of kind of an interesting building. Those buildings always kind of freak me out. Those kind of swirling building in Mississauga there. I am Stephen Stamp. He is Brian Shanahan. We are pleased to be with you. And what an interesting first half. Poland coming out on fire, and then the U.S. really fighting back in. Some huge strides being made by the U.S. already in this game.
Yeah, we talked about, Coach Colsey says he wants to improve every game, but probably wants to improve every period, and he got that the first period. They're down 6-0. They actually outscored Poland 5-4 in the second period. So, they're back in the game. Poland, a little more experience on the team, but the U.S. seems to be learning, and it's a positive plays from them.
We're seeing some highlights, and in this first quarter, it's going to be all Poland, because it was all Poland in that first quarter.
That's Tyler Kolodka. He scored a couple of goals. I think he's got 4 goals. You're going to see a short-handed one. This was a 4-on-3 play, and just goes around the net, finds the short corner. This is, same play again. And he has been the most dangerous shooter for Poland so far from Beamsville, Ontario. Played Junior B for St. Catharines. But, U.S. started to get back into this, and a lot of it was due to the power play. And there was quite a few penalties in this game. I wouldn't say it's a dirty game, but has been a parade to the penalty box, and that allowed the USA eventually to get back in it. But watch this power play for Poland, and
that's
a big
just a
bounce.
tough break for the U.S., right?
Yeah.
That ball comes out straight to the Polish player.
But no quit from this USA team, and all kinds of chances. And this is a nice goal here. The dunk from behind the net, and there's only a couple inches to put this in. And that was a nice effort. And watch this breakaway here, top corner. Poland did get a couple of breakaways, so did the U.S., and they scored this one here when he dives to the far corner. So it was going back and forth. A much more interesting period, the second period, than the first period. It was very entertaining.
That's Kolodka from the outside. He just winds up, and then we're going to see Lansing. This is one where just nobody comes to him.
Yeah,
Lansing absolutely buries that shot.
And this one, I think, was Jaden Smith on the breakaway. Big fake, and then beats the goaltender.
And that last one, the play where Kolarus just gets out of the way. I think my favorite play of that half may have been John Fox, number 12 for the U.S., takes that shot, bounces back to him, and he just taps it through the legs of the Polish defender, knowing that he's got his man ahead who goes and scores. And he did step on the crease, but not while he was in possession of the ball. He steps back out. Very heads-up play by Fox, showing the exact kind of growth that the U.S. is looking for.
Yeah, and they are learning this game, and we saw a lot of improvement so far. It'll be an interesting second half.
We'll take a quick break. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the Paramount Fine Food Center and the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan. It is 10-5 for Poland over the U.S., although it's 5-4 for the U.S. since the end of the first quarter. So it has been quite a battle since then. You know the U.S. would love to win this game, but winning each quarter is huge.
And it's been a parade to the penalty box, and this is going to continue.
Yeah. Here's a chance for Laforme, Joseph Laforme, with the shot. Grinder gets the ball back. Ginder pops out top to Colby Lensing. He's got a goal for the U.S., and the U.S. is actually making a change while they've got the delayed penalty after getting a reset. There's Laforme to Schutz. John Fox not out there. And to me, he's been their most dangerous guy, but there's a great chance right in the slot for Drew Heisler, and they're going to get a fresh 30 again as Lensing snags that loose ball. Got a bit of a tired Polish defense, although they did just have the 12-minute halftime break. And you can see immediately Ronda was thinking dive. Here's a rip from the outside. That one's wide, but the U.S., can they track it down in time? I think it's going to go over and back. It does, and play will be blown down. Poland will go to the penalty box. The U.S. will go to the power play as Darius Miller returns to his net.
And I like what the U.S. is doing to put somebody behind the net, because I think, they've scored once on the dunk. They've attempted it a couple times, and sometimes just the threat of that dunk forces the goaltender back into his crease.
Takes attention away, right, from the defenders being able to pay attention to the guys out top.
Yeah, and when he's back in his crease, it's easier for the outside shots. I believe they've actually changed goaltenders, Team Poland. I think Ferreira's in that now.
Yeah, they have put Jacob Ferreira in for Poland, number 44.
Brampton, Ontario boy.
There you go. Wonder if he's related to Tyler Ferreira.
I'm assuming they're brothers, because I think they're both
so.
from Brampton, aren't they?
And we have, of course, Jacob Ferreira is in net. But there's a shot by Culkin that goes off the crossbar on the bouncer. Beautiful shot, just missing his spot. A race for the ball. What a job to come up with it. We're going to have a penalty coming. Might be another one. Nope, just the one so far. And then Jaden Smith just grabs onto the leg of Schutz. Griffin Schutz, who I think he's taking the illegal cross check. Could be Fox. No, it's Schutz. They let him know.
So a little 4-on-4 lacrosse we're going to play. That always opens up things offensively.
And for a minute 29, so it's an extended time to have the 4-on-4. Lots of space. The WLA went this year, the Western Lacrosse Association went to 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. That is some open space.
Oh,
I'm not sure I quite like that rule, but it's an experiment. It was definitely something they were trying. That hey, it never hurts to try something new.
Yeah, I'm all for experiments, but I agree with you. I think that changes the game too much.
Hukal running, watched very closely by Parker Masters. There's Kolotka. His sidearm shot gets a little high. It's going to be tracked down by Nurati in the corner. Nice job under pressure to flick it out. Here's a long outlet pass to Heisler. And he was caught before he could get the ball and move towards the net, as he was watched well by Jason Gushiora.
A very slow change for the USA.
Just getting their fourth runner out there now with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Van Voorhis tries to get a shot across. They want to get a reset, to pass, a shot, anything to get things rolling. And that is a reset being called. I think the players looked at Ryan Dutkus thinking he was calling a penalty because his hand was up in the air. And now Chris Sislowski trying to run through. Oh, sorry, that was
Smith.
Wyatt Smith, running through traffic, but he lost the ball. Van Voorhis takes a little swat from Smith. And then Ginder runs around, gets the shot, but the foot save by Ferreira, who's stepped in and been pretty sharp.
Now that was a nice fake to step in and get some extra room.
Nice communication there to let Ronda know the trail player was coming from the penalty box. Moved the ball and it led to a chance, but another save by Ferreira.
This will be a short power play for Poland.
Yeah, just 12 seconds left of Flonczynski. Flonczynski passes ahead to Ferreira. That's Lucas Ferreira, number 17. Oh, there's a nice finish. Another one off the boards. The bounce is right out to Poland.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen almost a wild shot where the rebound went right into the Poland player's stick. And, he had pretty much an empty net to put that in. And you can't blame the goaltender that. I mean, it's really not his job to track those rebounds off the backboards. It's got to be the defenders that box out. And you're going to see this shot off the boards, and look, when he catches it, he's got all kinds of room.
That's a great job, just reaching out with one hand, full extension on the stick to grab that ball. Ginder and Columbus back to the faceoff dot. When they get locked in there, and Ginder actually pulled his stick and got back down to it. And now the call on Columbus. Did they call trapping, or are they now calling more than one step? I think they might have.
That looked like they called more than one step on that.
Maybe they were applying that. I mean, because Columbus ran for a good few seconds early in the game with the ball in the back of his stick. We'll have to double check that one for you. We'll be on it before the 8 o'clock game, which will feature Canada versus Australia making their debut. Darius Miller's going to the bench, and he had a moment.
Yeah, Poland is getting another penalty here.
Yeah. So the delayed penalty was coming. Darius Smith was running to the bench. The ball bounced out, and about 3 Polish players are running. They go to grab it and keep running, and Darius Miller was like, "What am I doing? Did I make a mistake?"
Yeah.
And the whistle was maybe a half second late coming
yourself
for him, and that must have felt like an eternity. There's a shot by Ronda. Ball comes back out. Another save by Ferreira, who's been really sharp. U.S. with 1:40 left on the power play, and there's a stick down. And Lamb was going to move the stick, and that one's okay to move. What a diving goal, though.
Yeah, this is a very nice goal on the power play.
I mentioned that Neil Culkin, I saw some highlights of his with some diving plays and some behind the backs. He is an athletic, creative player, and you'll see a bit of it here.
Yeah, watch, it's pretty much a one-on-one, but look at all the space he gets from this dive, the extension. He's coming on a sharp angle, but that dive just opens up the net for him.
Well, I think what opened up the lane, too, is the really dynamic toe drag. The one hand dragging it right down by his ankles, whips the stick through, which is basically the opposite of a swim move, pretty much just creating a way to get your stick through a space that isn't very big by getting very vertical with the stick and the body. U.S. gets the ball back. Ginder pinned along the boards, looking for someone to pass to. It pops out and is snagged there by Gushiora. He's going to go for a run. Sprinting into the offensive zone. Has Jaden Smith with him. You can see the U.S. paying pretty careful attention to Smith. Ian Murray trying to figure out who he should pick up. He'll get to Anderson. He was about a step later. He was going to take off with that one. But Anderson made sure he collected the ball first.
Pretty aggressive defense from the U.S. They're really forcing the play outside. They're not packing it in at all.
Here's a chance inside, and Ferreira just runs through traffic. A couple of picks. You're talking about the U.S. going after everyone, which can be effective, but
that's where it could backfire.
Sometimes you run past them.
Yeah, and that's what, the danger when you play that kind of defense is if a man gets beat, there's not a lot of help around. And by the time you realize somebody's beat, it's too late to get in there and help. And I believe that's Ferreira's second goal of the game.
Yeah, that's a nice one. John Hartzell goes out to take the draw for the U.S. against Columbus. Great hustle to race in by Griffin Schutz and come up with that ball. Thanks everyone for being with us here on Lacrosse Sports Network. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan, and it's 12-6. The Poland managing to stay doubled up on the U.S., but quite a battle going on here as we progress through the game. Again, the 8 o'clock game will be Canada versus Australia. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching on CBC's GEM app. Pleased to have you along wherever you're watching. pressure on Colrus being applied by Karsten Yarati. That's going to get tight on the count. He makes the pass, but it's picked off. Perfect positioning by Ginder. Oh, the pass just a little bit behind Heisler. He does track it down back to Ginder. They go up to Nairati.
Good pressure and a good recovery on the mistake. That pass didn't make it through, but the U.S. has done a good job of getting the loose balls.
Oh, what a patient play. It wound up not working out as Colrus soaked that shot. But the U.S., we talked earlier, remember how they looked a little rushed, not panicked, but definitely aware of being 5 seconds left in the shot clock. That time, they went right down to the wire, pushing it. So, again, every quarter, they're getting better already.
Yeah, and I agree with you. You know, that sometimes 5 seconds is a lot of time in a box lacrosse game.
Kolodka, skip pass over to Ferreira, back to Kolodka. Nice work to shove him past the danger zone by Griffin Schutz. Now Schutz kind of loses track, but chases him down. Great athletic play, and that ball bounced off a U.S. player way up over the net.
Yeah, unfortunate play for the U.S. because they played very good defense. It hasn't been too many times that they've got the shot clock to go in their defensive end, and that was one time it was about to go if it didn't bounce out of bounds.
Hukal, who's had 2 balls bounce out to him.
Good defense.
That shot's going to head over and back. Columbus. You know what? That's a pretty heads-up play by Bo Columbus.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's going to be a turnover anyway. If you have a loose ball push, it doesn't really matter. But McCoy with a great effort, and then he's flattened from behind. That's going to be a penalty to Jaden Smith, and it's going to be a check from behind, which in international play can be 2 minutes. We'll see whether it's a 2 or a 4. In CLA play, it's an automatic 4, so you'll see a lot of illegal cross-check calls. But I believe we're just going to have a deuce here. You illegally cross-checked him, and the other team will say, but he checked him from behind. Say, well, it was more of an illegal cross-check.
I don't want to give him 4.
I think it was the side.
That's really
got him
what
on
it
the
is.
side. Sometimes the side is right in the number on the back of the jersey in the summer. You know what? I totally get it. I don't mean to be negative about it because I think it's a good call generally, unless it's a pretty violent check or taking away a scoring chance. There's Ronda with a bouncer. He's going to come back to him. Can't get it with one hand though. It's grabbed by Cart. He's off in a race. Ronda checks and knocks it loose.
That was a nice stick check by Ronda. Oh boy.
And Camden Smith is lassoed and taken down, and he wants a call. He's going to go get his stick back, and I'm kind of with him on that one. And he'll go get after Cart and knock the ball loose. Love that
Whoa, boy.
chutzpah by Camden Smith. And then the cross-hander might have forced it, but is caught by Lensing. And Smith's going to get right back up into the play. Ronda is at the top. He's looking for the pass. They're just going to slow things down. Penalty coming to Poland as Darius Miller sprints to the bench. I tell you, Darius Miller's a big guy. He can move when he's heading for the bench. And now the U.S. is changing, and they're saying, no, stay out there. There's a shot swallowed up by Ferreira. That is a little inexperience there by Griffin Schutz as he was heading to the bench.
And the U.S. will get another 5-on-3. And
52 seconds worth of 5-on-3.
And if they've had some difficulty on the 5-on-3, but again, they are getting practice, and that's what it's all about. Seeing these situations and improving, listening to the coaching.
So now it looks like
I don't see who's going to the box.
Well, Smith is coming out of the box, which I don't understand. Oh, are they saying penalty shot? Yeah, they're saying penalty shot.
So maybe there was 2 penalties on that play.
There may have been, because the penalties don't stack. So if Smith is coming out, that means that Poland has taken 2 penalties. One was called originally, and they may have had a too many men call as well. And if you do have them, that third penalty does not stack.
Yeah.
In other words, it doesn't wait for the other penalty to finish and then begin, and then it begins. You wipe out the penalty with the least time left, and you have a penalty shot for the non-offending team. And Roy Colsey is out on the floor, walking the length of the bench, encouraging his players, giving them a pat on the helmet, and just giving them some instruction. Love the energy he's bringing. And now we're getting the explanation as Josh Hiltz goes over to the U.S. bench and talks to Oliver Marty to let him know. I had a great chat with Roy and Oliver before the game. I know you were at shoot-around this morning checking out what was going on for them. But here we go. Christian Ronda. Poland banging their sticks on the board pretty hard.
He scored on a breakaway earlier in the game. Let's see if he does the same thing. He went short side and dove across to the far side.
He's going to come over to the near side.
Coming from that angle.
High cradle. Ferreira set deep. Nice finish. Christian Ronda. Great patience and just found a little spot.
And not relatively slow. You know, when you think of the NHL breakaways on shootouts and all that, he decides to come in slow, and really one big fake opens up some space. We'll see it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stick up high, but one, yeah, just
it's a
one
hard
fake.
Yeah. It's only one, but he was selling out on it. So 12-7, U.S. pulls back within 5. 6:52 to go here in the third period. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Should say third quarter. Don't want anyone to think we're winding up after this 15 minutes. And Gindner with another face-off win against Bo Columbus. That's been quite a battle. It's 5-on-3, of course, for the U.S. They're just getting their fifth attacker out there. They try the backdoor attempt, but it's picked off by Jaden Smith, who was released on the penalty shot. He goes down, and they're going to...
He's running out of time.
Yeah, he makes it through, though. The swim move through 3 blue jerseys. Tries to go through 2 again, does it, gets to the net, and just runs out and then is kneeling in the crease.
Yeah.
What an effort, though, by Jaden Smith. Plays for the 6H Narrows, right?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. And you know what? He still got the shot away, but he was, as he was knocked down, he was touching the crease.
I think touching is a mild term for it. He was laying in the crease, a full leg. So what an effort, though, by Jaden Smith just to get across the timeline, honestly, and then to fight all the way to the net. Unbelievable. Ronda, backdoor attempt. There's Fox. Bounces one. Oh, Culkin loves that bouncer to the far side, but Ferreira is equal to it again. I'm enjoying watching Neil Culkin play. Shuts with the hard check on Cart, who loses the ball and goes through the crease. Heisler on the run. Great job protecting himself from the checking. We're back to 5-on-5, aren't we? Yeah, the penalties are off the board now. But the players are staying in the box.
No, they've got 2 guys in the box. Yeah. They're off the board, but yeah, it's still a 5-on-3.
Maybe it wasn't put. Okay,
oh, that was there.
4:52, so 20 seconds left on the penalties. Oh, it's a goal for John Fox. One of them will come out, and then we'll have 15 seconds left on the other. Sislowski will be released. Roger Nurse doing a great job seeing that the penalties weren't up on the board, communicating to Ryan Dutkus to let them know how long was left. But in the meantime, look at this play.
Well, in this one, the U.S. gets the big rebound, and you know, you see the man on the crease. I don't know if goaltender Ferrara's thinking about the man on the crease, and that ball somehow squeezed between his legs. I thought the pass was coming. Crease man seemed wide open, but he put it in on the shot. This is, U.S. is creeping into this. This is 12-8 now.
4 goals. They got to 4 earlier, and then Poland kind of matched them for a while.
Outscoring Poland 4-1 this quarter.
There you go. Really on a run. Back to 5-on-5. Hard shot by Culkin. He's going to follow it. Nice grab. Oh, but a big hit on Camden Smith. Looks like his face isn't very comfortable. But he's going to get right back into it.
And he's going to run out of time. Well,
yeah, Ronda winds up with it as it was stripped by Culkin. So Culkin, we've seen the acrobatics, but that is some hard forecheck pressure. It's hard not to like what this U.S. team is doing, I'll tell you. There's Culkin. Stepping around traffic. Rips one. Ferreira got just enough of that.
Now that was one of those shots where Ferreira looked like he wasn't sure where that ball was going, and it was just glad to feel it hit him.
Okay, he just took his helmet off, and he looks a lot like Tyler Ferreira. And here is Lucas Ferreira, who is built like Tyler Ferreira, who plays for the Brampton Excelsiors and the Georgia Swarm. So I'm guessing they're all brothers.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
We'll
find out for sure. They're from Brampton, you said, right?
Yes.
Penalty coming. It's going to be an illegal cross check to John Fox. He doesn't like the call. I'm not sure if we're going to get a chance to look at it again, see what happened. You can't check a player on the ground, and that may have been the issue.
So Poland will be going back to the power play.
Looks for pass it over to Columbus.
Just call them Ferreira.
Exactly. Ferreira gets it back from. There's Columbus to Ferreira. Cut through. Not sure that was intended for
that wasn't
Martin, but it gets to him, and Callan Martin parries it. Yeah, it looked like it was headed for Cal.
The unintentional play that turned out to work very well. I think they were trying to hit the man in the middle, and that ball went right through, and kind of a broken play, power play goal for Poland. Now watch this pass. That's who he was looking for, 28, and it went right through.
It may have actually touched to Cal's stick on the way. I'm not sure, but Callan Martin was not deterred. He catches the ball, and then just kind of a slow spinning pivot move to drop step his way to the net. Ginder and Columbus.
With us is the number 16, Lucas Pereira, and number 7.
Ginder comes up with the ball off the face-off, and Columbus rams him into the boards. Right on top of the crease, that one got through Ferreira, but trickled just wide. Great chance for Heisler. Here comes the form with some pressure. A great angle from Armistead. He'll have a pass, and there's something trailing off of.
He's got a tail. That almost looks like the threads come from his sweater or a piece of equipment.
Chris Zaslowski. Is that some tape or what?
I don't
Is
think
that
he's
just some
realized
string
it.
from some of the gear?
I don't know if
We're having
there's
it.
a
It looks
penalty
like
here
too
for
many men being called. Illegal substitution. Oliver Marty is yelling. It was only 4.
Yeah.
He's saying ask your partner, which is a good idea.
But he's not asking his partner.
He's
to
not.
go into the box.
That's one thing with 3 officials on the floor. They can be very sharp on watching the benches and seeing when you've got the illegal changes. Whenever a league goes to 3 officials from 2, you will tend to see a lot of that. And I know the team's trying to frustrate because they're used to cheating a bit. You know, just getting that little jump. Nice pass to Martin. He tucks home his 3rd of the game. Making it 14-8. Every time the U.S. creeps back within 4, the Poland seems to have a response.
Yeah, and that play was definitely intended for Martin. Again, Ferreira gets the assist again, but watch, this is a set play on the power play. Watch the pick, that cutter, Martin cuts, Ferreira finds him, and just enough room to catch the ball and get a shot. So that's 2 straight goals for Poland, both on the power play, both by Martin.
Nice pass ahead to Colress. He whips one up. Karsten Arati was all over Zaslowski, who has dealt with that trailing equipment issue. It was one of the funnier things. It was like,
I think it would have been funnier if the player chased him, stepped on it.
I think it would have. It was close. It was close. Wiles hands it off. A little fake pass. And Joe Dowling.
Well, you see they're learning the game when they're getting called for illegal picks on the pick and roll. And sometimes you've got to go through that process to find out what you can get away with.
Well, exactly. Figure out where the line is, so you know exactly how much you can do. The harder pick you can throw, the better. Until you get called.
If you're never called on a illegal pick, then you're not picking enough.
Yeah, you're not trying hard enough. Columbus. I think that's rain on the roof, or is that planes passing overhead? I think we might be having a bit of a thunderstorm outside.
I think.
Oh, never mind. That's planes. We're right beside the airport. Okay. I don't know if you guys pick it up on the broadcast, but it sounds like it's right over our heads as they go by. There's Van Voorhis under some serious pressure from Armistead. Gets it out to Ronda. They've got 8 left to shoot. Culkin. Stutter step.
Oh my.
What an effort to get through to goal.
Yeah,
the 30 had just expired. And Culkin looks like he was calling for the challenge flag.
Yeah,
he immediately came out with his hand up.
that was the correct call, but I still love the
Yeah.
effort that he squeezed
Oh,
through
it's a
two
gorgeous
players.
play. Almost irrelevant that the 30 had gone. I mean, obviously it is relevant because the goal doesn't count, but that's a great play by Culkin. Oh, Kolodka, there's a move.
Oh, nice save.
Yeah. Might have been a bit of a tug by Joseph Laforme there, but not too much. Ben Forrest manages to corral that ball on the bounce. Actually, when the players are right down under, you really get a nice look at the fine detailing on the shoulders of the uniforms. I love the jerseys and the uniforms that are put together for this tournament. The Poland with the classic, almost Detroit Red Wings
very
look.
sharp, yes.
Wiles gets the ball back for the U.S. at a fresh 30. Now we've got some jousting in front, and I think Ginder is going to go to the box along with Gusciora.
Yeah, they're both going to go there.
We're going to take another look at that Neil Culkin goal/non-goal.
Yeah, that's a nice effort. Watch him squeeze through two guys. I don't know if you just over USA, you can see the shot clock went down to 0. And
there's no question.
Even listening to it,
You could hear it.
we heard it live. It was obvious. It was late. Now, I'm assuming, even though we're following NLL rules, I'm assuming there's no challenge flags. I don't know.
No, there are no challenge flags.
And I think that's a good thing. We don't want to slow the game down.
Yeah. You really need to have a pretty massive investment in
a whole
infrastructure.
lot of technology to
to
get
do
the
that.
referees the replays.
So we stay 5-on-5 again. If you're used to watching summer lacrosse, where it would be 4-on-4, that doesn't happen with offsetting minors when minors take it at the same time. Rhonda goes back against the grain. Great finish. Beautiful play. I love the finish by Colby Lensing, and I love how quickly he ran to Christian Rhonda to thank him for that pass.
And I love the fact that they pulled their goaltender this time. We saw, I think it was late in the first half, they didn't pull their goaltender. Here they did, it's the right play, pull your goaltender, and it leads the kind of goals that just make the coaches feel warm. They're running a 6-on-5 play, pulling the goal, doing what you're supposed to do in box, and the play works. And the coaches just love it, and you see they're
the
feeling
face-off
very
is
good
a
on the bench.
formality
Yep.
as there's only 0.8 of a second left. And we will go to the third quarter break. What a goal. The earlier goal by Culkin doesn't count because the 30 expires, but they get this one in just before the quarter ends. It does end now. We're going to go to a quick break. It is 14-9, Poland over the USA. I am Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Cross French to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Highlights from the third quarter, Shanny.
Well, both teams got goals. I think it was 4-4 that period. And a lot of the goals came on the power play, and you're going to see the U.S. on the power play. Great effort by, I believe that was Culkin again,
Culkin.
he's shown us a lot this game, some good talent. And believe that was Ferreira. Lucas Ferreira got a goal that period and a couple of assists. And this was Ronda getting a penalty shot. One big fake, and he puts it in. And again on the power play, I believe every goal the U.S. scored was either power play, penalty shot, or 6-on-5. But Poland was pretty successful on the power play too, and Martin scored a couple of goals for them. This is one of them. Again, set up by Lucas Ferreira. Here's Ferreira to Martin. This is not a replay. This is another power play goal by Martin from Lucas.
Well, there's no
Lucas
spin
Ferreira.
on that one. Unfortunately, we're not. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
This is the
6
one I
on
love.
5. Yeah. And well, that was Lensing put that in the top corner. Nice play.
Really nice work by the U.S. Poland continuing to show their skill. They lead by 5, 14-9. 15 minutes to go. Remember, be with us tonight, either on CBC's Gem app or on Lacrosse Sports Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There's Columbus, and Bo Columbus just sneaks that one through. Darius Miller.
And Miller looks like he just wasn't set for this shot. He didn't come out to challenge at all. And I'd say, in fairness to the goaltenders here, especially the U.S. goaltenders, that's probably the toughest position to learn going from field lacrosse to box lacrosse. And he was
So
right in the net, yeah.
Yeah. Darius Miller is very good. He's been, he was very good last year. I was very impressed with his work. I know he's been working hard. Actually, I see posts from him and his mom on Facebook. Here's Armistead on the run. Oh, and there's another finish by Lucas Ferreira. Just getting the quick stick bouncer. It just looks to me like Darius Miller's getting caught back on his goal line a lot. He's not getting out to challenge like I kind of expect him to do.
No, but there's also the danger when you come out and challenge.
Oh, yeah.
that one big fake
Right.
beats you. So I mean, it's a tough call.
It is. I mean, you don't want to go too far. I personally like it when goalies come out on me because then I can go up over top of them.
Yeah, but you're 6'9", right?
Yeah, it makes it handy. Just push my stick up about 10 feet in the air when I reach up, so it helps. Armistead gets it. He comes across, is watched by Ian Murray there. Kolodka wires it and finds a hole. That one hit Miller. Oh, and the coaches are looking at each other in that. Do we put the other goalie back?
And I don't know. I mean, I think you may want to consider that just to give Miller a break because it's
Yeah, and they are.
looking like you don't want to shatter his confidence. That's 3 quick goals.
And this is the nice thing you see as the starter, Chandler Naiman, runs back in. Miller's running out to meet him. And that is a good sign that he is staying positive.
And we've seen that before from
an
Kolodka.
absolute
That's his
rip from Kolodka.
5th goal, I believe.
He's been on fire. Some from the outside, some from the inside. He scored all over the floor. U.S. gets possession off the faceoff. And again, they had crept within 4. Now it's 17-9. 8-goal lead as Poland is on a run. Wiles takes the shot at the ball. Lensing ducks around Lamb. Wiles he had Ferreira going the wrong way, but just pulled it a little bit too far. Slight hook on that one. That's a very lobby pass from Jaden Smith, but it gets through. Here's Columbus. Nairadi is just directing traffic as he's watching Columbus. Now Columbus tries to cut through. Nairadi stays with him. Oh, Slowski had his feet slip out from under him. Might have wound up on the restraining line there, and just something gave. But he seems to be okay. The shot clock though will expire. And he put that down, holding it as long as you can without holding it too long.
And there was a USA player up the floor, and sometimes that's just floor presence. I think if the U.S. defender knew he had a teammate up the floor, he would have ran at that ball a little harder.
Big save by Ferreira on the rip by Lensing from the outside. It was a pretty nice choice, but couldn't quite find a home. There's Van Voorhis, gets it. Oh, what a cheeky reverse. A little backhand by Camden Smith, who may have just hurt himself celebrating with a run into the boards.
I like this goal because
Lovely.
he wanted to come out on his forehand, and he wasn't going to get past that defender. And I think this was the only choice. Watch here. This defender looked like he wasn't going to let him go. A sneaky little play.
Starts with the first step, and then he definitely, as he body checked himself into the boards, I don't think it went well for him.
That's not always
and
a
the
good move.
face-off, because Poland had nobody at the face-off dot, so Ginder just picks it up. We can hear them calling him to the bench. Ginder, he will get there. Van Voorhis will get it. He's like, I might have to stay here, coach. I might need to stay. You're mostly a D guy. Would you occasionally not hear the coach calling you in? Because you stayed up in an O shift?
Well, you know the old trick, and whether it's hockey or lacrosse, when you don't want to come off, you don't look anywhere near the bench.
Right? He was definitely looking ahead. Here's Wiles with the ball. Rips it, a beautiful shot. Wiles, another goal using the defender as a screen, and the U.S. are turning things back around.
Yeah, after 3 quick goals for Poland, U.S. retaliates with 2 quick ones. And again, yeah, you called it. He used the defender, just shoots over him. And a good job to cause that turnover.
Yeah, Van Voorhis with the forecheck. Columbus and Ginder battling, and U.S. wins it again. Ginder really coming on strong. Yeah, unassisted, but a big tip of the hat to Van Voorhis, who has the ball now. And
the assisted doesn't go down on the stats. Yeah. Oh, that could have been a hold.
He's kind of a hook almost. He was dragged down to the floor as he was shooting.
And as it often happens,
a penalty now.
They miss the one, they catch the next one.
As Cart is dragged down, Van Voorhis has some words for him.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating for the U.S. because, you know, it did look like they may have been held on the offense, but then, you know, once the referees get their antenna up, they're going to call the next hold they see.
So Neil Culkin will go to the box for 2 minutes or less. 17-11, Poland ahead, and they're now on the power play. Hukal is at the top.
Oh, that was a nice slide.
Oh, Martin, who is all over the crease. He just has a knack for finding scoring opportunities, but couldn't quite bury that one. What hustle by Ian Murray to run it up over center. Oh, loses it, blows a tire. Tries to shovel it back, but the ball gets away. Oh, and here's a breakaway. Gushiora.
Nice.
Great trail check, McCoy.
Nice effort. The U.S. coaches have to be happy with.
Oh, but then the turnover.
Not that.
Not that one. And Callan Martin with another great chance. That ball is going to bounce out to Gushiora. Things are a little wild. You can see all the Polish coaches
ruin your own highlight reel when you make that great play to get the ball back and then you throw it away.
Yeah. And Heath Garlow and I believe it was Dylan Starorek were both two hands, palms down, settle down. They do get a shot off, but Griffin's shots gets that loose ball in the corner, and here comes Wiles. You can hear the Polish coaches yelling. They want pressure on the ball as they are on the power play. They want to try and force the U.S., and they're just not doing it. The coaches are definitely telling them to go after them.
Yeah, that's
Wiles with the shot.
Always an easier play from the bench than it is on the floor.
And Ronda reached in, grabbed the ball.
And that is allowed in NLL rules. You could take that ball out of the crease.
You can. There's Kolodka, 6 goals for Kolodka. We'll see if any socks rain down from the crowd.
Yeah, and he just showed some patience on this breakaway. Waited for the goaltender to make the first move.
First, we're going to take a look at a little play from a bit earlier. Yeah, you'll see the trail check by McCoy.
Yeah, this was a good effort to get back and get that ball.
A little shove afterwards for good measure.
Oh, that's good. We're not showing him throw it away after, but the breakaway came for Poland, and Kolodka just very calm.
Over the shoulder of Naiman. And we've got a turnover. It'll be U.S. possession. And Ginder will come away with it. Steps across center. Got some Australian fans in the house now as they are preparing for the Australia-Canada game to come up at 8 o'clock. Stick with us for that one, an hour break, and then we'll be right back at it. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. This is the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. That is the save by Ferreira. It's in his gear.
Andy Ogilvy's coaching Team Australia.
He's a legend from my hometown of Peterborough, Ontario.
He's a legend in Canadian lacrosse, but you're right,
Hall of
from
Famer.
Peterborough. Any legends out of Peterborough?
10-second count. Great effort by John Fox, as he just would not let Gouchard get over center. And now Fox going to the net. He's going to spin away, hand it off to Ronda. Ronda, they've got 3 righties and 2 lefties. He was way over on the other side. Now he's heading to his own side. They actually get 3 lefties back. Little toe dragging in, goes to the net. I think his helmet was what touched the crease there. He kind of a barrel roll.
Well, it's a dangerous play when you're trying to drive to the net. Like, watch number 13 on Poland. And you're watching the replay here. Number 13 on Poland steps in and clutch. He still got the shot away.
Well, that's an athletic play. It didn't amount to a goal, but very creative to protect himself, basically, and still try and get the shot off. Ferreira passes it right on top. Quick shot, but a nice save by Naaman. Columbus with all kinds of pressure with the pass ahead. It's going to go all the way down to Ferreira.
A very casual scoop.
Pass.
Oh, look at this.
Neretti. He's got a man ahead, passes it to him. Laforme misses the net. 3 blue jerseys going after it, but
It's some sloppy play, but you know, sometimes it's very entertaining to watch mistakes.
penalty coming to Poland. Lansing is knocked down. There's another one.
That could be another one, yeah.
Well, that's a slash to the side of the head.
Well, I mean, just the fact that he was down, you can't cross-check him. You can't hit a player when he's down. So I think the referee did call the second one as well.
Yeah, that would be why play was blown down. The delayed penalty was on. The second one will stop play. Cart will go off. And James Smith.
Oh, my.
So there's Duncan Cart with the first one. And then he just stops. And right here
it's
is
this
the
one there, yeah.
And that, we're going to see if that's a 5. Nope, it's a 2.
I'm fine with
NLL,
that.
yeah, I think it's a 2 as well, but I think in the NLL they'd probably encourage a 5 there just because it's a shot to the head. They really are trying to discourage that.
Yeah.
Now it's called a slash. It was a high stick. I believe it's an automatic 5. Backdoor attempt, quick stick by Fox. Great save.
I like that they're looking for those plays again.
Yep.
Oh,
Behind the back, beauty just missed by Fox. He's going after the loose ball. It's picked up by Armistead, and he will get away from the traffic. Nice job by Armistead. Going for a sprint. You see, I think that's a clasp from his helmet, but it's okay. You don't have to have that done up under these rules. They'll let him know to clip it back on. But Poland down 3 on 5. The ball gets loose, but Kolodka gets it.
We know he doesn't mind going to the net.
Oh, hard twister. Does a nice job of avoiding contact with the goalie after the shot.
Yeah, that was a hard twister and the best shot available with a couple seconds left in the shot clock.
Lansing into the offensive zone. Griffin shuts up opposite the safety valve. He could probably stand to take a few steps down. There's Lansing. Oh, that's Culkin. He scored the first goal for the U.S. He has the 12th goal as well.
You know, it almost looked like what we called a hook in your shot. You know, when the ball doesn't, because that took a strange trajectory towards the net, and it definitely fooled the goaltender. And I believe that might be Lansing's hat trick goal.
That was Culkin. I said Lansing was actually
okay.
Culkin. But it's definitely a hat trick for him because he had the first
Yeah,
goal,
no, you're
the
right.
bouncer, he had
But-
the diving goal.
Yeah, that's a nice shot.
That's just knowing your stick if that did hook a bit. There's a face-off violation by Ginder. Actually, I think it might have been somebody on one of the lines for the U.S., so Poland will get the ball. So Cart was released, or Cart should have been released. He had the first one. Yeah, but Jaden Smith actually came out. That might have been a little bit of trickery by Poland to bring Smith, the second player, get the penalty out of the box so he can get out into the offensive zone. Nice pass. Oh, what a finish by Hukal. Lucas Hukal takes the pass from Sislowski in traffic, slices his way through and buries it.
Another shorthanded goal for Poland. And I think when we look at the stats after this game, there's going to be a lot of power play goals by both teams and a few shorthanded goals. I think Poland's got a couple of shorthanded ones.
And of course the one penalty shot.
Penalty shot, yes.
Here's the replay. You can see Hukal just goes way high, kind of lulls them to sleep a little bit, and then just the cut straight down Main Street.
Yeah, just too much room left to Hukal from the defenders.
Great face-off win by Ginder. Pull that right back between his legs and up. It was like the center snapping the ball up and a shotgun to his quarterback.
No.
6.5 to go here. Go ahead.
Well, he's still in the penalty box. We don't have the time up on the board.
Yeah, once again.
I think I heard someone.
They took them both down.
Yeah, I think I heard somebody say 6:15, so he'll be out in 10 seconds.
Pressure all over, and here's more pressure from Culkin. That's the overhead wrap check. Martin runs through it, hands it off to Gushiora, but he stumbles. Took a moment for Fox to come up with it, but he will. Lensing. Underneath, watched by his opponent, number 22. Armistead still with the rigid defense. That's going to be over and back. That's caused by Armistead. Still has that strap hanging down. I guess they didn't tell him to fix it. Here's Ferreira. A little fake to Sislowski. It was covered well by Joseph LaFleur. A lot of traffic in the middle, kind of a muddle play by Poland, and then they just disperse. Kind of like the little pick play in football where you just run all the receivers to the same area. You're watching behind the play, I can see.
Oh, nice try.
Oh, what a play! Nice try and beyond.
Yes.
Christian Ronda.
That was more than a nice try. I thought he had gone way too far and missed his opportunity, and he puts it in. So a lot of positives. You know, the U.S. is going to lose this game. They've got to be pleased with a lot of things they have seen, and you know, Ronda's one of them. We mentioned Cole, got a few, and this is a nice effort. Just absorbs that hit, and watch how far he goes. It looks like the opportunity is long gone, and he just outweights the goaltender till he finds some room.
Across. There's Kalatka. Half a dozen goals for him. Oh, it bounces off of Martin. Can't be grabbed by LaForme. Everybody going after it. If both players lose their sticks, it's over and back. As McCoy was about to grab it, Kalatka and his sticks collide, and they both went helicoptering. Attack compliment out there. A little collision there, but Van Voorhis stays with the ball. Now they're passing in front. That was a nice pass to LaForme, who bobbled it and then caught it. Penalty coming to Poland. Van Voorhis is rammed into the boards and then hooked up around the neck. And is there another one coming?
I don't think so.
No. 30 expiring. Bit of a break possibly for Colress. Not get a second one. It's a boarding call for Colress. We'll set the U.S. up on the power play once again. It's 19-13 for Poland. 4:36 to go. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll have Players of the Game awarded at the end of the contest. Thinking Kalatka from Poland. There.
I guess right now. And
For the U.S., there's a bunch.
couple
Culkin's
guys.
got a hat trick. Spectacular plays.
Ronda's been good.
Ronda's
Lansing's
got
been
3
good.
goals, I think.
I think I would lean with Culkin right now for Team USA.
Really something. We'll have those announced down on the floor. Ronda hands it off. Shuts with the pass. Comes back out to Ronda. There's Culkin with another shot, and that almost snuck through. You can see the stick right back between the legs. of Ferreira, but he had it. Fox wanted to reach into the crease again. He's got to be careful. You can't check the players in the crease.
Not when he has possession, no. I don't know if they'll call this hit from behind. Yeah, it looks like they might be.
But it doesn't matter, right? It can be a minor.
Oh, that's right.
From our angle, I wouldn't have not necessarily called that a check from behind, but I mean, Fox was kind of playing with fire.
Yeah.
I like it. Effective at both ends of the floor. A lot of goals.
Yeah, Fox plays for West Durham Ironhead, so he plays lacrosse.
Right.
Junior B in Ontario.
Huge season for West Durham.
Isn't that
Pat Gregoire, yeah. Our friend and colleague at Island.
Great season,
Coaches
great playoffs.
Won a playoff series. I believe that's their first time, right? Fairly new team. Ian Murray on the run, and he's just being directed.
Nice.
Oh, great play. I think that's Camden Smith with the finish. And Smith was just waving Ian Murray on to keep running with the ball because Murray looked up, saw Smith, and you could see he was thinking pass immediately.
Yeah.
And Smith just said, hang on, keep going.
And these are the little things that you want to learn how to execute those 2-on-1s. Don't give the ball away too early. At least threaten to shoot, and that's what he does. And, I think Murray doesn't want to shoot, but you've got to make the goalie think that you might.
Yes. Make it difficult for the defender to make a decision. Yep. Worked out, 19-14. I know you've already pronounced a winner here, but Wiles goes in. That one's almost in the net. Yeah. It gets through Ferreira and kind of skids sideways just above the line. 5 goals. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
All kinds of pressure from Wiles.
And I should know better.
Wiles still forechecking. It was tapped by Wiles on that check, I believe. That's why it wasn't an over and back or a 10-second count. Although 10 seconds, they have to would have needed possession, or U.S. would have needed possession.
Nice pickup. Look up
Great
the floor.
job. He got him. Now he makes the pass. And there was a defender in the way. Oh, and Joseph Laforme kind of relaxed a little bit. That ball could have come right to him off the boards. Now he does get it back. They're going to have to slow it down to Irati.
And part of that is lacrosse instinct. The defender's got to know when he picks up the ball to look up the floor.
Yeah.
And it took him a while before he realized it.
5 to shoot. Pretty patient play by Van Voorhis. Gets out and gets a decent shot. Poland comes up with it. The 30-second clock did sound. It didn't count. Here comes Anderson on the run. Oh, nice finish by Bo Columbus. Little twister, finds 5-hole, and Poland responds.
Yeah, and one of the big differences between these two teams is I think that Poland has a little bit more finish, and the U.S. has a little bit less experience with the goaltenders. So sometimes they're fooled by these shots a little bit more, and that was just Bo Columbus just made that look a little too easy.
And of course, goaltending has been the bane of U.S. national teams.
Yeah, definitely in terms of depth. They've had a few now and again, but they don't have the depth like they do in Canada.
Yeah, and the top end. And the thing is, these guys, guys like Chandler Naiman and Darius Miller, I think has got future star written all over him. Cam Pilon is their third goalie. They are trying to develop these players, and they just need the reps.
And we haven't seen yet. We've seen a few U.S. players come up and play, junior A lacrosse. We haven't seen a goaltender do that yet.
David Mather came up and played senior, but he was mostly a backup. He was a U.S. national teamer for the 2015 World Championships.
Oh, yeah.
And he did come up. Ooh, that stick kind of rode up on the back. Hangs on it. Now there's a penalty coming. What an effort. And Parker Masters just takes a deep breath. There's Naiman. He can get moving up to the bench, too. Behind the back attempt by Fox.
Nice effort.
And then Lensing with the hard shot. It comes back. Was that another behind the back shot or did he fake it?
I thought it was
Smith, another shot. They might get it again. Now it goes in there. Sislowski went after whatever U.S. player was standing atop the crease. I think it was Fox.
Yeah, I think cooler heads are going to prevail now with 36 seconds left in this game. Well, it was a pretty good sequence for the U.S. Some nice opportunities. I really thought the last shot taken by the U.S. that they had a player in the back door wide open.
So Jaden Smith's going to go to the box for 2 minutes. Well, for 36.8 seconds, more or less. The U.S. will pull their goaltender. Go 6-on-4.
Smith, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 36 seconds. That's Smith, 2 minutes for slashing at 36 seconds.
There's a chance and a shot and another save by Ferreira. The ball kind of just rainbows up over top of him, and he's going to, I thought he was going to take a shot at the net, throws it ahead to Cart, who's just protecting the ball. Now he'll try to pick it up, can't, eventually gets it. Fox is all over him.
Yeah, I don't
ball
think
pops
Cart's
loose.
too worried about scoring on the empty net.
No.
Whoa!
Oh, big collision at the other end, penalty coming.
They called it, that could have
For Colby Lensing.
I actually think he held back a little bit. That's always a dangerous play.
Yeah. So the final score, 20-14. Poland, a big win over the U.S. The Poland players all over goaltender Ferreira to support him. The players are named Tyler Kolodka for Poland, and for the U.S., number 22, Colby Lensing. So we talked about Lensing and Kalkin all in there. Lensing will get it for the U.S. and Kolodka for Poland. Well deserved on both sides, but a lot of impressive performances throughout the game and a lot of goals.
Yeah, and I think we definitely agree with both picks are very good, but I think you could have picked about three or four guys on Team USA played equally well, but definitely Kolodka is the pick for Poland.
Yeah. That will wrap things up for the first game here from 2019 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We are about 46 minutes away from Canada, Australia. So make sure you're coming back and join us for that. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon.